Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Berube here for another Facebook Live on this lovely. What is today's Thursday? Wow. Is the 11th or is it the 12th?
12.
It's the 12th. All right. January 12th, ladies and gentlemen, Thursday. All right. And today we are very fortunate, from the St. Rose office, all right, in Nevada, we have Laurette Mormon, Director of Education. All right, Laurette, tell them a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff, please.
All right. Well, actually, I've been a realtor since 2004, so almost 20 years and 19 years, and got into training in this company in 2012. So I've actually been training for several years here, and I have a past of training too, and kind of moved into the director position, overseeing the California, Arizona, and Nevada education departments,
Yeah.
where we actually do pre-licensing classes, CE classes, and of course our virtual agent center technology classes.
Yes. And that's
Yes.
right. All three states, all four markets, right?
Yep.
So just like me, you're out and about and talking with them and out and seeing them and so forth. And you mentioned that very nice phrase I want to talk about, which is the virtual agent center.
Yes.
Tell
Very
them,
important.
tell them why. I think it's very important too, and I think it's magical and wonderful what it can do. So give them some tidbits on what we do.
Yeah, so the Virtual Agent Center is a tool that we have within our organization. It's actually in other companies as well, but for us in Nevada, Arizona, and California, it's a tool that you can use for both your contact management system. It actually has automated email system, where you can actually send emails to your contacts, like holiday e-cards, their birthday e-cards. You can actually send any kind of campaign that you want to send out. It also has a website available to you, and we have some super, super great reports that are, one's called a neighborhood report. It's super hyper local to a specific neighborhood of your contact. So if you have a client who just purchased a home, you can actually tell them what's going on in the neighborhood, what's for sale, what's pending, what's sold. So it's some great neighborhood reports, kind of like postcards that we used to get, saying, hey, this is what's for sale, what's pending, but this is actual report giving them all the details. And we have statistical market reports as well for areas in all three states. So really great tools for you to run your business. I mean, I think that if anybody gets started in this business or even has been in this business for a long time, there's so many tools that allow you to do your business just with the Virtual Agent Center. And then, of course, we have add-on valued products like Chalk Digital and other tools that we actually have, that we train in all of those too. So great
Yeah.
tools.
AdWorks and Chalk Digital, and we have Percy. All right, I love used to be called
Percy,
buy side.
formerly known as Buy Side. That's
Right.
correct. Yes,
That's quite a name change. Buy side to Percy.
that's right. And it's a great lead generator if people
It
know how to
really
use
is.
they can actually take advantage of it. We do classes on all of them so that it can help their business. I mean, as a realtor, and I'm not active, I still use these tools just for my current database. I don't prospect, so I don't go after other business, but I still use the tools as well. And so does my other trainers. We actually have Chris Weeder, the educator in California, and Mary Sand in Arizona. And we all are practicing and active real estate agents. And we actually use the tools. Actually, probably Chris doesn't uses it a lot more than both of us, but we do use it so we know how they work with for agents.
Yeah.
And share that.
Yeah. Well, especially with Chris, because he's probably the most current at being an agent, and that's why he got the job, because he was using the tools so well that
That's
we
correct.
offered him a job, and now he's Chris the educator as opposed to Chris the realtor.
Right. But he's still a realtor and he still does things like he uses the open house tools that are in the Virtual Agent Center. I mean, I do as well when I'm doing open houses. So we actually take advantage of the tools as well. And we like to share how to use them and take advantage of them and get the benefits of getting leads from them, to be communicating with your contacts. I mean, I say from the beginning, your asset in this business, if you want to sell it, is your contacts.
Right.
So when you're ready to sell your business, it's your database. So we have those tools to give you so that you can actually have that database, to be able to sell when you're ready,
Such a good point, because we've had people do that even since I've been here for the 8.5 years I've been here. Is people that have sold their database, their CRM, which like I love when agents, like I'm doing Success Series, as you know, because you run the whole thing. You're the director of education, so you run the schedule, and it's the only thing in my schedule I can't change is when we have Success Series for CE in Nevada. Which, by the way, let's face it, right? It's amazing and awesome that Nevada lets us do 5 classes, 3 credits each, for personal development. What are they? They're electives, which is great in Nevada.
Electives. There is agency, and there's also personal development, but it allows you the ability. Agents can come to your class, get CE classes, and still learn sales tactics. I mean, it's not just learning basic content information. It's actually learning how to really do a high impact open house. It talks about scripts. You do a lot of things that every sales agent, a sales executive should attend, whether they're new or seasoned. They learn so much. I love going to your classes, and every time I go, I always learn something new, always.
Well, thank you. And I've got Chantel in there right now too, who she does a great job with her class, and Carol, and all you guys, Dee, you guys all do an incredible job. We have such a great, you're really doing a great job. We have a great, every class I go to speak to, you can just tell the way they present, and that all the teachers really care if these people, number one, get their license. That's what I tell them. You got to pass the test first. Can't do anything until you have the license. Right? So
that's right. Actually, to your point, we do pre-licensing classes for both Arizona and Nevada. And it's really good if agents right now, if you're listening and you know somebody who wants to attend pre-licensing to become a real estate agent, we actually have Groupons so they can get discounts. And the classes are really intense, but you listen to everything. I mean, you get from A to Z, everything you need to pass that test, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And your pass rate is great. So they come in, they learn how to pass a test, all right, which is very important, agency. And, I think the fiduciary responsibility in today's world is a little less serious than when I started, meaning that if you take it seriously, meaning your job as an agent is to put your client's need in front of your own. That's a fiduciary responsibility. If you take that seriously, you'll do incredibly well in this business. If you don't, you'll be in Forrest's office, and it's not a good place to be. He's not here today, so I can say that. So I really appreciate the kind words. I love teaching that class, and I think it's great. And my little joke is, Arizona and California, they don't care if you know how to sell. They just want you to be compliant. Now, Nevada, on the other hand, they would like you to do some electives. And to me, selling is a different language, and not tricky selling or being a hammer or I'm such a great closer. And I'm talking about communicating in a way that's powerfully so people get what they want, and you can explain to them that you're there to help them get what they want, right? Whether it be buying, selling, for top dollar, moving. My favorite is I list their home, make them homeless, sell their home, and then sell them a new home. That was my favorite transaction, right? And guess what? We have a form for each. You list their property, there's a form. You sell them a property, there's a buyer agency form, which almost nobody ever uses, which is my pet peeve that they should be using, right?
That's right. Well, and also, and people don't really think about the fact that when somebody sells their home and they're moving to another state, there's the ability to refer to another agent and get a referral fee for it. So it's kind of like the things that you teach during those classes are just also everyday occurrences. And we talk about it as well in our classes too, about, again, we got to think outside of the box of how we can earn some additional money when we're working with our clients, not just that commission on that sale, and staying in touch with them, even if they're out of state. People go, they come into the business and they go, I just moved here. I don't know anybody. Doesn't matter. If you have friends, family in another state, you put them in the virtual agent center, stay in touch with them, let them know that you're a real estate agent and you can help them in whatever state they're in. Not that you can actually do the transaction, but you can refer an agent and get paid a referral fee for referring a top Berkshire Hathaway agent in that state. So I think, we teach them, don't just think about buying and buyers and sellers just here in the state of Nevada. You can think
Yeah.
outside the box.
Yeah, especially our tri-state and 4 markets. It's really, they work well together, and it's good to get to know everybody too, because we have 3,000 agents, a little over 3,000 between all 4 markets. So getting to know them all is great. And by the way, we have the convention coming up, and it's in Las Vegas. Every one of you can drive to it. Last year was Kentucky. That was interesting. I was like,
I missed that one. Sorry.
Huh?
I missed that one.
Oh, it's okay. I think a lot of people missed that one. It was an interesting area to have one, but I will tell you that going to what's that Suffolk Downs, something wherever they have the Kentucky Derby. We went there. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, I heard that was great.
And they closed it down for basically everybody but us, and it was packed. There was people everywhere from the convention there, and it was interesting because they ran like a mock race with real horses and everything. It was really fun.
Cool.
They always have like when we had it in Texas, we went to Texas Stadium. Met Dwight Clark, unfortunately, who's passed away now, and we met. And then every time when we had it in Texas, we had an actual rodeo, right? They had it in the old Houston where the Rockets used to play, and they had a rodeo right in there. So the corporate always makes it fun. They always have an interesting event going on, as well as a great convention with 2, especially on Monday and Tuesday mornings. The 2 speakers that open it up are usually incredible. Plus all the breakout sessions after, what do they call those things? Academy breakout sections. Those are incredibly awesome. I've actually done a couple myself.
Yep. Great. That's actually happening March 26th, 27th, and 28th for the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Convention.
Yes. And there you go. Thank you very much. I'm assuming you're going to be there this year, right?
It's my backyard. I better be.
Down the street. It's down the street. You can drive from your house to the convention. It's a beautiful thing.
That's correct.
Right. As somebody who travels a lot like you, it's fun when you can go from your house to whatever the event is and then back to your house. That's a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
All right. So, and I feel like we need to mention this too, Laurette. Whether you're in Arizona, California, or Nevada, all these wonderful people, like you said, Mary, Chris, the educator, you've got yourself. You can have one-on-ones with someone who knows the Virtual Agent Center better than anybody. So tell them a little about that, please.
Thank you very much, Rick. That's
Pleasure.
A really good point. We actually do all of these training sessions every month. We do probably about 12 one-hour sessions on all of the technology, just not only the Virtual Agent Center, but Percy and our BHHS Resource Center talking about social media. But I always tell everybody, don't try to learn everything we're talking about. Focus on what you're doing for your business, what prospecting you're doing. Like if you focus on door knocking, or if you're doing open houses, whatever you are doing, then set up a one-on-one meeting with myself, with Chris in California, or Mary in Arizona, and you can even meet with any of us in any of the states. You could cross over if you wanted to, but you could set up a 30-minute meeting with us and then talk about what specifically you need, so that we can help you focus on those tools for your business, that the way you're prospecting. Because like I said, there's a lot of information and it can be overwhelming. But we always say, and I think, we always talk about it, pick one thing that you can do that's going to help your business and part of your prospecting, and then become proficient in it so that you can move on to the next one. And then once you do that, that's what we're here to help you with. I've actually had sales agents who I meet with on a weekly basis. They block out a 30-minute slot with me every week until they get tired of, okay, I know how to do this now. I don't need you anymore. So they actually are setting up those 30-minute meetings with me until they feel comfortable with the tools that they're using for how they're prospecting. So we definitely do that. An email comes out every Sunday for each of the states. And then there's a link that says, do you want to set up a one-on-one meeting with that trainer? Click on that link, and then you'll see little white slots that actually is in front of your calendar. Click on one of them, whatever the availability is for you, and then it will be a virtual meeting. So you can actually set it up. And I know some people don't like that, but trust me, after the first one, they love it. So definitely consider doing that.
Well, and I think that's such a great tool because, like for me with coaching, they join my coaching. Some of them, when they get their feet underneath them and they're feeling good, they leave my coaching. Good for you. Some of them have been in my coaching for 6-7 years. Good for you. Whatever works. We're just here to help you get into gear, whatever gear that is. I can't tell you what gear you want to be in. I can just help you get to that gear based on what your goals are, how much money you want to make, how many transactions that you need to do in order to achieve that. But getting the one-on-one with you guys, like I have one-on-one training, I have group training too, right? You can join my coaching. It's free. There's no bill. It doesn't affect your split, right? I always tell them that because they always ask me, how much is your coaching? It's free when you're with the company. And all these tools are also free. So get a one-on-one, can you imagine, like I started in 1985, all right? And I think of the stuff that we have, I'm going to sound like an old guy here, even though I'm not, right? I mean, I used to go out and take one Polaroid picture per listing. The MLS books came out every 2 weeks. My CRM was a 1 through 31 accordion file that I wouldn't even leave in my office because of the vultures that would probably take it from me. It came home with me. I took it into my house at night because I was afraid, what if my car got stolen or lit on fire? Now you can do it all from this if you want to. You go out, you take a picture, you put it into by the time you get to the office, your brochures are done, ready to pass out for just listed, having an open house. It is crazy what you can do today with all the technology that we have. And as agents, all you got to do is take advantage of it.
That's right. And like I said, they don't have to, it's overwhelming, but it's just a matter of taking things one at a time. Don't be overwhelmed, because I talk to agents every day. When I have my one-on-one meetings, they're just like, my eyes are glazed over. I don't know what to do. And we actually sit down and we'll talk. I mean, I'll help them say, okay, let's get focused. What do you want to, what are we going to do to help you with your open houses? So let's focus on those tools. Or, oh, you just got a sale. I actually have people, and just so you know, that we also will upload your contacts in the database. We'll walk you through it. You could send it to us. We'll upload it for you. I've helped agents. They'll send me content. We'll add it to their website. So we actually try to do things that are like one-ups that you'll never need to do. Only once or twice in your lifetime while you're here. I mean, if you have a mass upload of contacts from your matrix system, I can help you upload that. We could do it in 10 minutes. We're here to help and try to eliminate you having to do all this stuff that we can kind of get done pretty quickly. But then there's certain things that you're going to have to do, like those neighborhood reports that are so beneficial to your clients. Your contacts when you have buyers and sellers and you're letting them know what's going on in the market. It's a great tools, and we help you as much as we can, and then we show you how to do the rest to help you with your business.
Right, because they got to do, they're spoiled. They got to do some of the stuff themselves, and they got to learn how to do it and follow through. And then once you have all those people in there, then it's just adding the new people. But think about this. And just like with Success Series, right? I talk about 5 lead sources. Almost nobody works all 5. So you don't need to learn all the scripts. You just need to learn the ones that are conducive to the lead sources you're going to be working, right?
That's correct.
That's correct. I call the Virtual Agent Center, it's like the buffet at the Bellagio. You ever been there? It's ridiculous. You can't eat. You can't even try everything at the although I see people try. Very embarrassing, right? But, so you just decide what you're going to use based on the lead sources that you're currently working. Get good at that, right? And you have Laurette and Chris and Mary and so forth to learn how to do that. And now every time you're adding somebody in there, think about this. You're talking to people, your sphere, your farm, whatever. And as you're adding, they're getting something from you once, twice a month, birthdays, anniversaries, right? And then you're connecting with them on social media as well with all the we have all that stuff in the Virtual Agent Center for you as well. And now you have a legitimate, like you said, Laurette, business that eventually someday you could actually market and sell if you wanted to, because it's organized, it has numbers, it has returns, right? Like a real business, right? Mm-hmm. So, that's not the goal for everybody, but if it is, it's available.
That's correct. And and again, it could be, you don't, maybe you don't want to sell your business, but you want to refer your contacts out to somebody else that you trust, because you don't want to be doing this anymore. It's so you could build your team based on your contacts. So there's so many things that you can do. It's just making sure that, I think, when you start in this business, you don't realize how important it is to make sure that you have a database and that you stay in touch with your contacts, because after about the third year in this business, majority of your business will be referrals.
Yeah.
Based on previous clients, based on previous sales. So again, and that's what you want, because those are the easiest clients to work with, are referrals and your previous contacts.
Right.
Getting new business, people don't know if they trust you or not right away. So they're a lot more difficult to do. So the
Right.
goal is stay in touch with those people. And we have
Yeah.
the tools to do that.
The key is to get to the third year, because not everybody does, right? You have to have a plan to get there, and then once you get there, like you said, if you've done an incredible job for them, and if you're using our brand and our tools, then you have. Then it's really easy to stay in touch with them and get other people. Like, people love to refer somebody that they're confident in, right? That has done a great job for them, and that's where your business will really ignite between year 3 and 5 for sure.
Exactly. So yeah, I totally am. I'm a believer in the tools that are available to you. I talk to people who say they were using other products and spending a lot of money every month. They have switched, and I'm talking about seasoned agents.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I know them.
I only use a very small portion of it, and our tools here give us so much that's what we're going to do. We're going to transfer over. And I have helped seasoned agents transfer over their data and start utilizing the system and staying in touch. And also social media. We actually have a lot of social media tools in our system, like Agent Icon. That's on your phone. That all you have to do in the morning, you can actually post something in 2 seconds using
decide which one you're going to pick too, because you have several to pick from.
You do. You have options all day long, and it takes no time at all. And so we do a class on that as well, talking about social media for the resource center, because there's something it can post automatically once a week using the resource center, and then all the other social media tools. And when you have a listing, how you can post that listing within minutes of it being in the MLS and going into the virtual agent center. You can automatically post that listing on your Facebook account, your Instagram account. I mean, not Twitter and LinkedIn and Pinterest. So you can actually start posting on social media all the things that you have, and letting people know too that you have a listing to all your contacts. Send a quick email out to everybody saying, here, I got this sale. Or, oh, by the way, I've sold this listing, and let everybody know that you're doing business. And hey, this is the house that I just sold. So again, between social media and the email, automated email programs and the email campaigns available, they can definitely stay in touch with their contacts. And we know that it's really important to stay in touch with your contacts on a regular basis. And, some people say you need to touch your clients or contacts, I don't know how many times a year. If you could stay in touch with them 12 to 18 times a year, just staying in touch with them. Our system actually does it a lot more, but there's things that you could do. So
yeah, if you're using, was it not Agent Icon? What's the other one? Chalk Digital. Then there's another one too. Chalk Digital, and that follows them around on like their social media.
Home Spotter.
Yeah. So if you have the emails and you have the social media and then you have this other stuff, this is like your group. You are the real estate person connection for them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and I don't know how many agents realize that when they get a listing, once they take a listing for sale, that listing is automatically set up for 7 days, will be marketed, digitally marketed within a 15-mile radius of that address of that listing automatically. Yeah. And it's like, these are really great points to be able to be communicating on listing appointments and to actually see how it works. Because when somebody starts in that area, starts looking for homes for sale, or they look for home moving companies or that type of thing, it will actually start showing your picture with your listing, and people can click on it and actually see the listing. So the tools are definitely available for you. And especially in this age today, when we're talking about social media, there's a lot of data that's available right now for everybody.
Absolutely. All right. Well, this has been very helpful, Laurette. Really appreciate you taking your time out this morning to talk to us about this. And I look forward to working with you and continue to work with you, obviously. And everybody else, we'll do this again next week. Thanks, Laurette.
Bye.